Hello friend, it's nice to see you again. Thank you so much for joining me. So in today's video I am talking all about my favourites from the previous month, so my April treasures, and here is just a snippet of the things I've really been enjoying this past month, and I really hope you enjoy this video. The first thing I've really been enjoying this month have been my wireless headphones. I bought a new pair recently because I lost one of the earbuds of my old one and there was just a big hoo-ha, so I was just using wired ones for a while, and as much as I like those, I do much prefer having some wireless ones that can just fit in your ear and you're not bound by the cord. What I really like about these is they come in a very practical little charging case, but most importantly I love how tiny and discreet these headphones are. My previous pair were actually a little bit big and I thought that they looked a bit bulky out of my ear, but these are just really wonderful. They just fit in really nicely. So there are different earbud sizes, but I think they just look really sleek when they're in, like you can't really see it at all. And if I've got my hair over it, you honestly just don't even know I'm listening to anything, which I really like. It's super discreet and very nice and easy to use. They fit really comfortably. I can wiggle my head, they're not going to fall out. And the other thing I really like about these as well is that they are noise cancelling, so I can just focus on my music or focus on whatever I'm listening to and not have to bother with outside noise causing any distractions. The other really cool thing about the case is it tells you how much of a charge is left in the case. So after a few hours, I think 3 or 4 hours of playtime, the headphones run out of battery and you can just pop them back in the case and they charge themselves back up. So every time I'm not using these, I pop them in the case and they're charging back to full, and then I can just charge the case with a USB. And there we go, easy peasy. So really been enjoying these. I got these on Amazon. I think they were like £22 or something like that. And so far they've been really great. They've been better than my previous wireless headphones actually, and I've really been digging these, so really happy with these, and they've been a little gadget that I've been loving this month. Next up is a bit of a strange one. I wanted to talk about some shoes. So I picked up these shoes. They are by Leggero. They are an Italian brand, if I am correct, and they just make the most comfy shoes. In my opinion, they are just so comfortable. They are really true to size, so these are the 3.5s. They're really comfortable. They have like a little bit of like a solid base, sort of like an extra 2 centimeters of heel, which as someone who is very short, I really do appreciate that. I also just really like how plain and simple the cut is. It's not anything overly like obvious. There's no direct like branding or anything visible on here, so they do just make a really comfortable but plain little trainer pump, and I think that they are really comfortable. And then the other thing that I really like about these is that they are 100% waterproof, so they are Gore-Tex. So my partner really hates my obsession with waterproof shoes, but I think that it is honestly an absolute must whenever you are in a climate that is very rainy or very cold. You know, you just want something that's going to keep you nice and toasty. So yeah, these have been really great. I love them. But having said that, they're also really comfortable for spring. It's just, you know, if you're caught in like an April shower situation or something like that, you will remain absolutely dry, which is fantastic. And as I say, they are super comfortable. Really big fan. I got these on Amazon as well. I think they were like £45 on offer. They are quite an expensive shoe brand, however they are definitely worth the money. I have the boot version of these as well, and I got those several years ago and they are still very much intact. They have a sheepskin sort of wool effect lining on the inside. They are also waterproof and they have been fantastic. They are more my wintry ones because they are higher and of course have the fur lining, whereas these are a bit more springtime appropriate, and I really like them. Next up is an absolute favourite of mine. So my friend recently sent me this. It is the Ordinary Salicylic Acid. So I believe this was discontinued or reformulated or something like that. My friend sent me this little one she had in her stash. So it is just the Ordinary Salicylic Acid 2% solution. So basically this is really awesome at treating any kind of pimples and things like that. So I've just been dabbing it on my spots and they literally just kind of shrivel up overnight, which is fantastic. So I currently have a blemish right here which has been driving me bonkers for the last couple of days. I've just been applying this every evening, just on there, and it's really been helping bringing it down because it was a very aggressive and red pimple, whereas now it's just a little bit more flat and a little bit more friendly, and most importantly it doesn't hurt anymore, which I am happy about. So it's a very liquidy consistency and you only need the tiniest amount, so actually I think this would last a really long time. So I'm very happy to have this in my stash, and it's been really useful, especially, you know, as I say, with any sort of like spots or hormonal zits or outbreaks and whatnot. It's really been very useful, so I'm really grateful for this. Thank you, Charles. You are a good pal to me. Alrighty. Next up, I want to share something that's a little bit of a weird one, perhaps, but I have recently been using these toe yoga socks. It's a bit cold in my flat when I'm exercising, and I like to have socks on, but I really do love the grippiness of these. They just like cling on to my yoga mat really well, and I can continue my workout, and I have like this really good grip. It's like the equivalent of wearing like a shoe but having the freedom of a barefoot, and I really like it. I think they're awesome. I also have another pair of these in grey. I think I picked these up just like from Oxfam or something a while ago, but they've been really useful and I really like them. They provide a really sturdy grip and they're just really easy to use. Pop them in the wash as normal, totally fine. What I really like about the design as well is that it allows you to spread out your toes fully, so they're not sort of like closed up inside their sock, which I think is really useful for when you're exercising or stretching and things like that. You want to be able to fully like, you know, just kind of like spread everything open. And while I'm on that note, I thought I would share with you guys one of my favourite things I've been doing this month. So my mum and I have been challenging ourselves to kind of get moving a little bit more. So we have been doing the Beverly Callard fitness video. I'm not really sure what it's called, but she's in Coronation Street, I believe, and basically it is just like an hour-long fitness routine where she does arms, legs, bums, tums, all of the above sort of thing, and it's so fun. It's just really entertaining. She's very upbeat and very positive and just always puts a bit of a smile on my face, and my mum and I are just doing the little workout in the living room, having a great time. And it's pretty much a bit of a killer, honestly. Like the next day my bum is very sore, my arms are sore, my abs are sore. It's fantastic. So strangely enough, I do actually prefer these kind of 80s style videos because there's something I like about things from the past. You know, I don't know if I necessarily connect with the fitness industry as it is at present. I feel like a lot of it, and perhaps maybe I'm wrong here, but I feel like a lot of it is very much geared towards like having a tiny waist and a big ass, and you know, just kind of like trying to have that kind of physique rather than building health and things behind that. And I would really urge you to do it. It's hilarious, it's great fun, and it's got a banging old school soundtrack. So the final thing that I've been doing this month as my sort of hobby during self-isolation is I've been going out and picking flowers and then pressing them. So I have been making some pressed flowers, drying them out in books. I was inspired by a friend of mine on Instagram, pressings on some paper and turn them into a greetings card. And I just thought that that was just such a sweet little idea. And it really just kind of inspired me to make my own pressings because there was something just so beautiful and simple about it. And it's really sort of sparked my interest in going out and like looking for something with a purpose. I found that very exciting rather than just going for a walk for the sake of a walk. I mean, sometimes that can be nice too, but there's just something very pleasant about going out and looking for flowers that you think will press nicely. It's a great way to sort of connect with the things around you. I think often you can kind of just get lost in your head and just whatnot, whereas this way, you know, you have got a focus, you're looking for things that press really well. So if you are interested in flower pressing, some of the plants that I would recommend that you start with are leaves in general. Leaves are actually really awesome at being pressed. I would also recommend plants that aren't too fleshy. So for instance, plants that are very thin, don't have a big bloom, and are not very thick trunked. I don't know, they don't have like a very fleshy stem, so things that are just quite soft. So I think this one's my favourite one, and I'm going to frame this one when I get the chance. But doesn't it just look so lovely? I think it's so cool. I'm looking for a frame that will fit this. I've got one, but it's not quite the right dimension, so I'm gonna see, but I think that this would just look so lovely in a frame, just hung up somewhere you know, seeing all the beautiful petals and seeing the dried leaves. There's something just so soothing about this, and I think it's really nice. This month has been a bit of a weird one because we've all been stuck inside and basically self-isolating, and it has been sometimes very lonely, sometimes very boring, but other times it's been fun to just be able to relax and have that sort of permission granted to be doing nothing. You don't have to be productive in this time. There is a pandemic going on, and I think it's very important to take that time and just be reflective of yourself. I will love you and leave you. Have a beautiful day.